got big news today. We have the CVC starting tomorrow, and of course, Plarium wants money. Yeah. That's what they do every time at CVC. They do something big, and we had all of these events so far, and they're gonna go with something big again. We're gonna have a guaranteed summoning coming in during the CVC. So if you've got shards, which you probably don't have after all these 2x's, 10x's, and all that stuff, well, yeah, you're gonna need shards, of course. Me myself, I'm not gonna go for the guaranteed. I don't think it's a bit too much, but I'm still gonna tell you guys what it is. Before that though, since it's a CVC, we always have these 10x's as well. So I'll cover those two champions very quickly, It's two champions, Elva Autumnborn and Mighty Uko, offered through shards. Very quickly, Mighty Uko, I wanna say, is a very strong champion. You can't go wrong with Mighty Uko in terms of his kit. Even if you do have him already, I can see big whales going for him to get multiple copies, because Mighty Uko is very strong as a defensive champion for the arenas. Consider him as one of the very good ones, and if you have him already, get him out of the vault, give him a stun set, give him a good amount of speed if you can, and accuracy for his buff removal. And the stun set, this is going to be a very annoying skill for you to control the enemies. He's got AoE attacks here, and a very strong support here, which can also revive, but it's not as other skills. He can actually use this even if no allies are dead. So very strong support overall. Highly recommend using Mighty Uko. Next one up, Elva Autumnborn. Elva, of course, is not so good in terms of just overall usage. Has very specific uses. There's teams that can use her for the clan balls. There's teams that can use her for dungeons, of course, but I wouldn't go crazy for her. Personally, I don't think the 10x would be so much worth it to go for if she was offered only, right? Since we got Uko there, I mean, it's better, but again, save your shards. It's probably gonna be something big like a fusion being announced or a fragment collection coming in soon. So until that time, I would say save your shards. We are really depleted after Supreme Elhain, so just make the wise decision, I would say, and go for that. So next up, the guaranteed void summon. Yeah, it's a void summon. It's gonna be the one and only Supreme Kael. All right, Supreme Kael was the one left over after everything was done. Galek was offered through a champion chase tournament. We had Supreme Aethel through a 10x, and we had Supreme Elhain through the Fragment Collection. Supreme Kael coming in with 110 void requirement. I doubt anybody has any voids left after the 2x weekend. I saw many players going crazy, so they could also get Galek. I bet many would prefer Kael instead of Galek, so especially the players who have kind of the Hydra team done, they would prefer maybe Kael because of his very unique kit. But again, he's not a crazy end game champion, I would say, in terms of just looking at his kit. I didn't personally have the time to test him out, but what I see is a lot of potential of him, and of course any copies of the Kaels are great, so this one is probably going to be a good one. Should you go and buy 110 voids? I highly recommend not doing that. 110 voids have the price of about $2 to $3 each, so $200 to $300 for a champion. Supreme Kael, I wouldn't do it. All right, I wouldn't go crazy on it. In talking about guaranteed events and the summoning event that we have right now, Supreme Kael will follow up a series of void guaranteed champions that we had over since December, right? The last time we even had an ancient shard guaranteed kind of event was over in November. It's been a long time, guys, over 5 months that we had an ancient or a sacred guaranteed event, and we've been waiting for one to come, but it doesn't seem to be the case. We used to have like an 80 void requirement and 90 void requirement for a legendary, but now they've increased the price to 110 for a Lil, who's like a broken champion, literally broken, doesn't work as good as others. And then we now had what's the name of that guy? We had Chagor. Yeah, Chagor, a great champion for the new dungeon, the Sand Devils Necropolis, and now 110 again during March. 2 months later, on the dot, 2 months later for Supreme Kael. Do I like it? No. Do I think we might have an ancient or a sacred one coming. I don't know, because if we had one, it would have been expected to be during their 4th year anniversary. But yet again, we are surprised with what Plarium does and what they're offering. I don't think we're gonna have one anytime soon. After that, I think they want to go against that, so they don't want people to be saving these sacreds and the ancients, which I've been saving. I was waiting for an ancient one, honestly. I've got some void, but I'm waiting for a Necro 10x, which they usually do like 3 to 4 times a year. So probably maybe by the end of the month, if we're gonna have that one, it's probably gonna be again during a 10x for CVC or something. But again, who knows? Plarium does whatever the analytics show in terms of getting money. So again, save up your shards if you ever want to get these guaranteed, but you need a ton. And you see the numbers in terms of how many shards you need. At least 150 here, at least 15 to 20 here. 20 was the highest one we ever had, and then 110 for the void legendary. So with that being said, that's it for today in terms of the news. I don't know how they're gonna go about it. I would have expected like a champion training maybe for the Supreme Kael. They didn't go with that. We might have some more news coming in for more 10x's during this weekend, because we just had a 2x the weekend that passed. They usually do 2x, 10x. So I'm wondering what kind of champions will be offered during this weekend's 10x. Usually they follow like a theme, being maybe Terminator boosters, nukers, buffers, block debuffers, any kind of theme, bombers. They follow that, and that's what they offer during the weekend 10x's. In terms of the shop, if you are a spender and you're waiting for the shop to give you something good, if we have the same kind of offers that were offered during last weekend, then you'll expect to see like a void string pack. Those have a lot of value in terms of voids, big amount of voids offered for a price. But again, it's very dependent on person to person on how you're gonna spend your money, that money, to get those void shards. And getting, you know, 110 voids, as I said, has a big price tag. Like if I had buy 110 directly right now, this would cost more than 300, which is kind of insane. And we will probably maybe have like a personal pack as well as other packs that are going to be available. They always do that. If it's one thing you can expect, is packs, you know, void packs and ancient shards and sacred shards and all that coming in for Plarium. So that's it, guys, for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I will be posting another video later on today. It's a collab with me and Mr. Nub Keg. Definitely check that out as well. Thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next one. See ya.